wonder why you're not living your dream life? Be realistic. Hi, girlies. It is time to rewrite your story and start living your dream life. Hi, girlies. Welcome back to Her Dream Life, a self-development podcast for the girls building their dream lives and becoming their best selves. I'm your host, Sarah Diana. Ever wonder why you're not living your dream life? Ever wanted more but deep down it felt like it wasn't possible for you? Ever felt like something was holding you back but you didn't know what? Or maybe you catch yourself settling and can't figure out why. Today's episode is called 4 Quiet Blocks That Keep You from Fully Living Your Dream Life. And we're diving into exactly that. The invisible mindsets that quietly shape your choices and keep you from fully stepping into the life you want. Here's the thing, those limiting thoughts, they did not come out of nowhere. Most of them started when we were kids, absorbing the unspoken rules of the world around us. Maybe someone made a comment or you picked up a message in your home, your culture, or school, and without realizing it, those beliefs became a part of your mindset. So if you're holding on to those ideas like don't ask for too much, success is for other people, or it's selfish to want more, it's not your fault. It's just old programming, and now you're ready to rewrite it. Because those subconscious thoughts are powerful. They shape how you see yourself, what you expect from life, and what you believe is possible. And when you believe something, even unconsciously, your actions follow. So even if your heart wants more, those beliefs make you pause, self-sabotage, or play small. It's like your mind hitting the brakes before you even started. Before I created Her Dream Life, I had big dreams, but I didn't really believe that they were mine. I was taught to be realistic, to stay small, and not to ask for too much. So I kept shrinking myself into a life I never actually wanted. And now I'm living differently. I take care of myself without guilt. I pursue what I love, and I let alignment guide me. I'm living in the town I've always wanted to live in. I have my dream car, friends that I love, and I choose to put my energy into things that I deserve and that deserve me. All of that started with one thing, shifting my mindset. Because your dream life can only grow as big as your thoughts allow. There's a huge difference between the life you're living right now and the one you know you're capable of living. And the biggest reasons for that gap, those quiet blocks you didn't even realize that were there. It's time to let them go. Because in order to live your dream life, you have to release those thoughts, beliefs, and patterns that don't align with it. And if you don't, it's like wearing the wrong foundation shade. It's uncomfortable, it's unflattering, and it keeps you from going inside and out. So let's get into it. There are 4 quiet blocks that might be holding you back, and how to start clearing the way for the life you truly want. Because if it's a desire in your heart, I believe that it's meant for you. And I believe there's a reason why it never went away. Episode 6, 4 quiet beliefs that are blocking your dream life. Okay, number 1, dreams are meant to stay dreams. This belief keeps you from even trying. It makes big visions feel silly or unreachable, like they're only for other people. Growing up, you may have picked this up from people who wanted to protect you, who believed that it was safer to shrink than to fail. Maybe you were taught to fit in, not to stand out. Maybe you saw adults play it safe because they never had the chance to dream. But here's the truth. Every successful person you admire started with just an idea. They weren't chosen. They chose to believe it was possible. They acted on this belief even when it felt scary or uncertain. The more you try, the closer you get. High risk, high reward. the actors that we see winning awards today, they stood in those long audition lines, faced rejection, and showed up again because they believed in their vision of success. Your dreams aren't random, they're a calling, and they're waiting for you to believe in them. Number 2, the idea of luxury and high end. This belief often comes from hearing things like, they just want your money, it's a scam. Why pay more when I can get it somewhere cheaper? Sometimes you might think luxury is just that. Or maybe you picked up the idea on wanting luxury means being spoiled, being selfish, or wasteful. But here's the truth, when this mindset becomes your default, it can keep you stuck in survival mode, avoiding quality, comfort, or ease just because you're afraid of getting finessed or seen as extra. You deserve to try things before deciding that they're too much. Because sometimes the cost reflects the love, craft, and intention behind it. Whether that's the elevated customer service that makes you feel seen, or a gym that doesn't smell like socks and that is not packed from shoulder to shoulder like anchovies. You are worthy of receiving that kind of energy. It's not about random designer items. It's about asking what truly makes me feel cared for. Maybe it's high quality skincare that supports your skin in the long run, a solo trip that opens your heart, a robe that feels like a hug at the end of a hard day. You might have talked yourself out of things even though they light you up. But here's the truth. Luxury is not about labels. It's about value. You're allowed to enjoy the beautiful and finer things in life. They're meant to be experienced and to be enjoyed. Girl, we only have one life, so why not make it beautiful? Number 3, a limited mindset. Be realistic. Many of us were handed to when we were younger in the earlier stages of life. Be realistic. It sounds wise, safe, even loving. And honestly, usually it was said out of love by parents, teacher, or friends that wanted to protect us. But here's the thing, it plants a seed of doubt, a quiet voice that echoes in your head every time you start to dream a little bit bigger. You might want to switch careers, try something creative, or take a leap in the unknown. But instead, you stay where it feels practical, safe, familiar, even if it drains you, because being realistic is what you were told was right. But let's be real. Realistic just often means playing small. You may not have been aware of it, but the people that told you that phrase likely grew up in survival mode. They were never taught to believe bigger. Not because they didn't believe in you, but because they were never shown that it was possible. What was realistic to them was based off of their own world, and you're building a different one. The truth is, there is no one version of a real life. It's just the one you choose to create. Your desires are a part of a vision for a reason. They're clues, guides you to what's aligned, fulfilling, and meant for you. And realistic won't get you to your dream life, but dreaming will. Think of Kai Cenat. If he listened to other people that said that's not a real job, he might have never picked up a camera, never started streaming. People told him that it was unrealistic, but he stayed consistent, believed in himself, and turned a dream into a career that changed his life. So maybe the real question isn't, is this realistic? But is this aligned? Because when it is, it lights you up, challenges you, excites you. And that's the kind of energy that creates something real. So the next time you hear that voice saying, be realistic, pause and ask, realistic for who? Because your path isn't meant to look like anyone else's. You're not here to play small. You're here to build a life that's true to you. And sometimes that means unlearning what you thought strength looked like. Which brings us to belief number 4. Asking for help means I'm weak. Hyper independence gets glamorized a lot in our culture, but deep down, it's sometimes actually rooted in fear of being disappointed or fear of being a burden. It is a form of external validation. If I'm independent, I will be seen as successful and strong. But here is the real deal. Hybrid independence often leaves you feeling drained, exhausted, and isolated. I know, because I used to be hybrid independent, so I know how it feels. But ironically, it can make you believe that no one shows up for me, even when you've never given anyone the chance. This belief often forms when we grow up in environments where our needs are ignored, feelings are dismissed, or used against us. Maybe you're doing everything right now, burning out, wondering why it's so hard. But the truth, nobody does life alone. You were never meant to. People who truly care about you and who are emotionally healthy, they want to help you. They don't see you as a burden. They see it as a chance to show up for you. When you allow yourself to depend on others, it opens a door of trust, vulnerability, and mutual support. That give and take, it strengthens your relationships. It creates deeper bonds and builds a real sense of community. Because before I was like, I'll do it myself. But now I'm not hyper independent and I can ask. I'll ask my friends if I need help. And when you ask people for help and they help you, you have a lot more energy to yourself because you're not doing it by yourself. Asking for help, it helps you grow emotionally and become more resilient. Because true independence isn't about doing everything yourself. It's about knowing when to ask for help and when to offer it. So really leaning on others can improve your relationships, make your life softer, richer, and more joyful. And here's the softer truth. Asking for help isn't a weakness. It is actually an act of self-love. It is honoring your needs and creating a space for ease and connection. I got a good example. Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner, she has what we see keeping up with the Kardashians, her skincare, her makeup brand, all of that. This girl has a whole team. Someone doing her makeup, someone doing her hair. She's an assistant, a photographer, a manager. Imagine her doing that all on her own. She would be so tired, drained, and probably not as successful as she is today, especially without the help of others. Asking for help is wisdom, and it's how you create a space that truly matters. We are throwing away that idea of Miss Independence. Miss these nuts. Because just because you're capable of doing everything doesn't mean you should. Clock that team. Thank you so much, girlies, for tuning into today's episode of Her Dream Life. An episode to bring awareness to the things that are holding you back from living your dream life. Remember, our thoughts tend to shape our actions, and these mindsets weren't born from you. They were passed down, picked up, and normalized. But just because you learn them doesn't mean you have to keep them. It is time to rewrite your story and start living your dream life. You're allowed to dream big, enjoy beautiful things, believe in possibility, and lean on support. You only live once, besties. Each and every one of you deserves to live your dream life. And if no one has told you lately, you are worthy of the life you desire, simply because you desire it. You are so much closer than you think. If you watched the end of today's episode, comment a little thought bubble emoji. And if you're listening to the audio version, please be sure to hit the download button and share it with one of your besties so you both can start living your dream lives together. If you're watching this on YouTube, hi girlies. Be sure to like, comment what you thought about the episode, and subscribe to start living your dream life. Links will be in the description to follow the podcast on Instagram and on TikTok. Until next time, shoot for the stars. You deserve to have it all. And until then, live your dream life. See you next Monday.